Yes, we are here on the Sabbath. What is this? 3, 10, 18, 15, 31. Now, I started this last week, I believe. I don't think I made a video. Attempting to connect. I probably did, matter of fact. I'm not sure. But connecting Shem and Canaan. But then I also found a bonus, which I will point out later. But it starts off with the father. Well, really, it starts off in Genesis. We had to make a video. Genesis about Yahuda, the seed in which Yahushua the Christ comes through. The father marrying a Canaanite, and then Joseph marrying a Hamite, having Manasseh and Ephraim. Manasseh takes the place of Levi as he becomes the possession of the Most High. But then we go to Dawood, and Dawood's wife, who he saw, basically Suleiman's mother, Bathsheba, she marries a Hittite. And it doesn't really give. I googled it, and it gives a bunch of different, connections between who her father was to the Hamites, using 2 Samuel and all that. But it just makes sense. If he was a Hamite, why would he not be married to a Hamite? But say he wasn't. Okay, so we go down to Suleiman, and everybody knows Suleiman married women of all, but it's about to point out as well. But then we go to the Kebra. The other half they don't tell you, as the roster man, Mr. Dennis Brown, says. So the Kebra starts off with my note, starts off at page 114 concerning the question of Suleiman. The angel said the Savior is coming from thy seed. It says 3 and 30 generations. Israel will hate him, envious because of his works, signs, and miracles. He's good to those who are his chosen ones. Then we go to page 126 concerning the king of Mediam, describing Esau losing his birthright for lust. If anyone does the same and their soul clings to desire, will become as the evil one. If they control their desire, they'll be like the Christ, or like Yahushua Christ, the great rabbi. So then we go to page 216 concerning his ascension and second coming. The prophets and early fathers prophesied of his ascension. Dawood said he has gone up into the heights, made captivity captive. I have gone forth, I will come back, return from the abyss of the sea. Page 225 concerning the king of Rome and the king of Ethiopia. King of Rome and the king of Ethiopia and the archbishop of Alexandria, men of Rome were orthodox, were informed that they were to destroy them. I forgot that part. They were to fight. I think it's referring to the Jews. Make war with the enemies of a creator. Well, Rome and Ethiopia. We're told to do this. The Jews, here it is. The Jews, and to destroy them. It was the India, king of Rome, and king of Ethiopia, Phinehas, or Pinhas/Phinehas, lay waste of their lands and build churches there. Cut in pieces the Jews at the end of this cycle in 12 cycle moons, or by the end of the 12 cycle moons. The kingdom of the Jews made an end. Kingdom of Christ shall be constituted until the event of the false Messiah. King Justinus of Rome, King Caleb of Ethiopia met in Jerusalem. Their archbishop made ready the offerings to establish faith and love, were to give each other gifts and salutations of love. Divide the earth from Jerusalem, from the half of Jerusalem. For the sake of love, jointly rule in the title. Negast of Ethiopia, king of Rome, was to carry this title as well. Therefore, having part in the lot, being named with Negast, Dawood, and Suleiman, their fathers. And then my notes, like I said, this is why they destroyed Ethiopia, for they have the blood of Dawood, taking away the rightful ruler. No one is able to contest their right to rule. Okay, back to the notes. After the manner of 4 evangelists, the fourth, they were to choose each in their own location /country. After becoming united in common band, established the correct faith, the Jews no longer to live, which was to be determined, were to leave the firstborn sons there. King of Ethiopia was to leave his firstborn, whose name was Israel, and return to his own country. When returned to Ethiopia, after offering to Creator his youngest son, Kebra Negast was to rule. The king was to shut himself up in the monastery. When King Negran, son of Caleb, is informed, he shall come in order and reign over Zion. Kebra Negast will raise up an army, journey to meet Negran, narrow end of the sea of Liba, shall fight together. When the fight is strong and they cry out, Creator will look upon them, the prayer of both of them, also the penitent prayer of their father, and will say, this one is the elder, and has stood up to perform his father's deed. This one is the younger, and have loved his father. The Creator will say to Moscow, choose between a chariot and Zion. Thy would choose him. Thy would cause him to choose Zion, and shall reign openly on the throne of his father. Israel will choose the chariot, reign secretly, and not be visible. Send to those who violated the laws, dwell in tents, suffer fatigue for laboring. None shall suffer thirst on the journey. Their days shall be double that of man, shall shoot bows and arrows at those who hate Creator. Creator made Ethiopia more glorious and graceful in majesty than all the kings of the earth. They answered, Thy have spoken well of or by the Holy Spirit. Page 72, his father blessed his son. So Negast of Ethiopia rose up to depart to his own country. Negast Suleiman blessed and raised him up. Bless your seed as Abraham and Dawood's seed was blessed. Be perfect and lack nothing in perfection. Page 73, how they left in the city mourned. Sion sat on the wagon. As they departed, they wept, those leaving and their families as well. Jerusalem wept not only for the children, but for Zion as well. But they knew it not. Page 21, the queen made ready her journey to Jerusalem. Page 23, came to Suleiman the Negast. Page 25, king conversed with the queen. Page 28, Suleiman gave commandments to the queen. It is right that humans worship Creator who created the multiverse. Queen said, from this moment will not worship the sun, but follow the Creator of Israel. Queen given a house to stay in Jerusalem to study and to learn the commandments. They would visit each other and reason commonly or daily. 6 months she stayed there. 6 months, not no little visit. But keep in mind, many did do the same, for Suleiman was Suleiman was the only one on the earth with such wisdom. When Queen Makede informed she was ready to go home, Suleiman pondered that a woman of such beauty traveled from the ends of the earth to see me. Will Creator give me a seed in her? As is said in the Book of Kings, Suleiman is a lover of women, marry Hebrews, Canaanites, Edomites, Moabites, from Rif, and Kargru, Damascus, Suret, or Syria. The women he married are reported to be beautiful. He did not do it in fornication, but to fulfill the promise to Abraham, the sands of the sea. He said, Creator may give a seed in her, or potentially may give a seed in her. Page 32 through 36, Suleiman seduces Queen of Sheba, not taking it by force, but she willingly gave herself to him. Page 35 through 36, Negast Suleiman had a vision. The sun moved from Jerusalem to Ethiopia, but never returning to Jerusalem. Sun sent his light to Yehuda, stronger than before. Jerusalem entreated the sun evilly and would not walk in the light. Sun paid no heed to Jerusalem. Israelites hated him because it became impossible that peace would be between them. They wished to extinguish the sun, cast darkness upon the earth, imagining the sun would never again shine his light or rise upon them. Casting themselves upon him, even guarding his tomb, he came forth where they did not look for him, illumined the whole earth or world. More so the first sea and the last sea, Ethiopia and Rome, paid no heed to Israel. Queen of Sheba was a virgin, just for a little point. Page 37, concerning sign which Suleiman gave to the Queen of Sheba, a ring that was on his right hand. If a male child is born of thee, if that child comes to me, peace of the Creator will be with thee. He told her of his vision, page 37 through, I'm not sure, but how Queen brought forth the child 9 months and 5 days after leaving Suleiman. Queen had a male child. Child name is Bena Lakem. When 12 friends asked, who is your father, they said, your father is Suleiman. He asked his mother. When 22, he went to see his father. Page 39, King of Ethiopia travels. Queen organized a caravan to go with him. Page 41, how he arrived in his mother's country. People saw the likeness of Suleiman, paid homage. Page 46, Suleiman reasons with his son. 49, how Suleiman asked his son questions. 51, page 51, how the king sent his son away with the children of the noblemen. And page 53, how Suleiman made his son king. And then we have page 54, Zadok, the priest, gave Dawood / Suleiman the commandments, or his son commandments. Page 56, concerning the blessings of the king. Page 121, concerning Mary, daughter of Dawood of Yesse, who gave birth to the Messiah, fulfilling the prophecy. Page 121, Kingdom of Rome was the portion and dominion of Japhet, son of Noah. Zambaris had much wisdom, vision. My bad, had an interruption. Zambaris had much wisdom, vision showed power would not remain with Japhet, depart to the seed of Dawood. The king sent to Dawood and gave him a daughter. For Suleiman, a drame is born from that union. Zambaris died before seeing this. Was Baltazar, his kin, became king, lacked the male offspring, sent to Suleiman that he may have his male seed. I'll give him my throne. Suleiman meditated upon this. If I keep my son back, a king from the east will send his son. And Suleiman did as requested. A third kingdom established in Rome, command to give all the youngest noblemen, or all the noblemen's youngest children to Rome. The people of Jerusalem were saddened, for they had just given away their firstborn to Ethiopia. Page 125, the first judgment of Adrame, king of Rome. And 126, king of Median. Page 144, how the king of Ethiopia returned. Page 145, rejoicing of the Queen Makede. 146, queen makes her son king. Page 147, also with that, no longer will a queen or a female be able to rule as a ruler. Only males are allowed to rule. Page 147, the nobles / governors of Ethiopia take an oath. Page 150, how he related to his mother, whom they made king. 167, honorable estate of the king of Ethiopia, universally accepted. 125, going back to the other one, Rome, a possession of Adrame, world given to Shem, slavery to Ham, and the handicraft to Japheth. Now that's the part I was talking about with myself before, how they just keep attempting to whitewash and pull down Ham. Now even though the Rome part was before the Ethiopian part, if you go by the page numbers. In history and reality, the firstborn is highly unlikely. But according to the book, see, even in the book, they put Rome before Ethiopia. That's the funny part. But they're now saying that in page 125, where it's saying that Ham is to be a slave. It just sat here and said previously that Rome, so Ham is the leader. That Ham, it was not Ham, Shem and Japheth, though it is Shem and Ham in Ethiopia who are the rulers. They are pretty much subject unto Ethiopia. But you see how they keep trying to attempting to twist things around. Like, it's clearly in the same book. It's not two different books. But you just sat here and said Ham would be how the hell is Ham the servant? And then also the vision of Suleiman. It said through the sun rose and the light shone on Ethiopia. It never returns to Israel. So this gives this gives the universal of the conscious anyway, that His Majesty, the great rabbi, priest king, was born in Ethiopia, as it said, a cave in Ethiopia. If the vision of Suleiman says the light never returns to Jerusalem, and it said the rest of Israel will hate the king, how then was he born in Palestine, in Jerusalem, what they call Israel, Jerusalem? How Jerusalem? How was that possible? That means you're calling Nigga Suleiman a liar. See how they, even in the very book, how they attempt to whitewash it and discredit Ham. The same book, they're contradicting the laws and the visions that are in the same book. Oh, Ham is to be a slave, but yet Nigga Suleiman, who gave his ring and his throne and Sion. So that even shows a more dominancy. He didn't give the Ark of the Covenant to Rome. The Ark of the Covenant didn't remain in Jerusalem. It went with his firstborn son to where? To Hamland. And it said in his vision that I will see the sun, it leaves Jerusalem, goes over there. As you read it, it says, he waited to see if the sun would return. It did not. And then it gave a light that was stronger than any before. And that sun, Jerusalem hated. And he paid them no mind. So even Jerusalem, the one they claim is the promised land, was paid no mind. Only Ethiopia or Cush/Ham and Rome, Japhet, were only people who got the blessing. That's why it says in scripture, I will call my son out of Cush. So even the place they call the seed in the Jews, see, and on top of that, those who claiming to be Israel, according to the commands, aren't even supposed to be alive today. Even though I did say I will trade 100,000 Israelites for my man, for speaking the truth. But even those who you claim to be Israel were ordained and made a pact between Ethiopia and Rome to extinguish them from the face of the earth. But they don't want to acknowledge that, though, do they? But anyway, you're being shown the dominancy of Ethiopia / Dirty Ham, the slave. So now you see, even in the own book, how they come along and try to whitewash it. As Israel United in Christ put on the video this morning, how they whitewashed. You could clearly see black features, but they tried to highlight them to look white when you could clearly see. And they did like a piss poor job. Like only it's like a group of black people, and like the outskirts are like they got light feet and all that. But then you look inside the group, they're like black, but you see their faces still kind of scribbled, highlighted. But it was done in the more ancient times, so they didn't have all the things they have today with the technology and all that. So they weren't able to do it. But you could still see black features and see how they whitewashed, even in the same book, where it clearly gives dominancy, even though it's still shit. Like all three of it is Shem's seed. Shem is in Jerusalem, Shem is in Ham, Shem is in Japhet. But still, that Ham that's supposed to be the slave is the one whom the vision said the great Messiah, and it even says Yahudah, the great Messiah will come out of. So how therefore is Ham to be the slave? That doesn't make sense. But that's my connection with Canaan / Ham, and not only the erasing that no dirty Hamite could be a Israelite, but also showing that the seed is, as it says in Genesis, that the seed is born through the union. So even going back to the father of Yahudah, I believe it was Genesis 48 or 46 is my notes, whatever, or it's one of my videos. How the actual father, so Suleiman, Yahushua, even though Yahushua is the father, I don't know why these dudes on my heels. So even the father of Suleiman, Dawood, even though Yahushua is the father of all of them, his father married the Canaanite in Genesis. Now you can't erase that. That's in the Bible. They try to attempt to throw away in the gas because they say it's not part of the Bible, but yet turn around and accept the Apocrypha, which is a retardation in itself. But that's in the Bible, that the very establishment of Yahudah is a union of Ham and Shem. Liberation.